now well past the second month of nationwide lockdown, as it is the 72nd day of the extended lockdown today. With rising voices for relaxing the lockdown from various sectors, but at the same time a massive surge in the number of COVID-19 cases in the past several days, the country surely braces for a critical upcoming days. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the top stories of the hour. The highest single-day coronavirus cases of 288 registered yesterday, taking the number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 2,099. 266 people registered full recovery. Quarantine facility not well managed in Bagmati province as chaos seen with locals returning home. Quarantine condition improves in Bake's Narainapur. Private sectors express reservations to the government directive to clear taxes by 7th of June. Customs duty on diesel hiked, citing lower prices in Nepal has led to widespread smuggling. And protesters on the streets in the US defying curfews imposed in more than 40 cities, including New York and Washington, D.C. Thousands marched through Houston, including family members of George Floyd. The number of coronavirus cases has climbed to 2,099 as 288 more cases were reported yesterday. Speaking at the daily press briefing yesterday, spokesperson for the Health Ministry, Dr. Bikash Devkota, informed that 270 males and 18 females had tested positive for the virus. According to Dr. Devkota, the government has carried out 75,343 tests for COVID-19 through the PCR method so far, and 116,345 rapid diagnostic tests have been conducted. This includes 3,440 tests using the PCR method and 2,588 through RDT carried out till yesterday afternoon. 145,375 people are in quarantine across the country at the moment, majority of whom have arrived from India. 45 people have registered full recovery in the past 24 hours, taking the total recovery tally to 266. The recovered include 212 males and 54 females. And moving on, district administrations in Bagmati province have started rescuing locals stranded in border regions with India. Hundreds of Nepalese nationals have been entering the country from various places in India, even amid the lockdown. However, majority of the local levels have failed to manage proper quarantine for these homebound countrymen, raising the risk of community spread of the deadly virus. Around 100,000 Nepalese, originally from 13 districts within Bagmati province, are expected to return in the coming days. However, quarantine zones in these districts can barely adjust 5,500 people altogether. Sindhupalchok has expected an arrival of around 22,000 citizens from third countries. However, quarantine facility in the district can only accommodate 536 people at one time. Elsewhere in Dhading, lack of tests and food has been reported, adding to the challenge for those staying in quarantine. Meanwhile, locals in Kavri have protested against the local level administration's decision to expand quarantine zones within the region. Meanwhile, districts like Dolakha, Ramechhap and Sindhuli have begun expanding their quarantine facilities as well. It is seen that the three-tier government has failed to expand quarantine facilities despite the increasing need of the hour. Likewise, local levels have reported of lack of RDT and VTMs to carry out tests for coronavirus. Many in quarantine facilities are compelled to use the same space, toilets and drinking water taps, increasing the risk of spread. The condition of Narainapur rural municipality in Bake is now slowly returning to normalcy. Narainapur was almost Nepal's COVID-19 hotbed with increasing number of cases. It was from Narainapur that the novel coronavirus cases in the country had surged for the first time. The authority had to deploy the Nepal army to bring things under control as people returning from India had refused to stay in quarantines that were not well managed earlier. Health workers say that the outbreak is more or less controlled in Narainapur, where 114 positive cases have been reported so far. The chaos seen in the quarantine facility has now been addressed, while the positive cases have also subsided in recent days. The second death from COVID-19 in Nepal was reported from Bake's Narainapur itself. The local authority eventually had to seal the entire Narainapur rural municipality to bring the infections under control. And moving on, spokesperson of the ruling Nepal Communist Party and National Assembly member Narayan Kaji Shrestha has said that all the unequal treaties with India done in the past needed to be scrapped. Speaking at the National Assembly meeting yesterday, Nepal Communist Party spokesperson Shrestha viewed that the treaties signed with India in the past that have been deemed unequal should be scrapped. Shrestha said that many of the clauses of the 1950 treaty should be corrected, while some other clauses had to be scrapped altogether.
हामीमाथि दुईटा बीचमा इतिहासको विरासतमा रहेका असमान सन्धि सम्झौता हामीले ती असमान सन्धि सम्झौताहरूलाई पुनरावलोकन गरेर त्यसलाई खारेज गर्ने वा आवश्यकता अनुसारको आजको आवश्यकता अनुसारको नयाँ सन्धि सम्झौताद्वारा प्रतिस्थापन गर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता छ। त्यसमध्ये 1950 को सन्धि हामी सबै सिङ्गो नेपाल एक भएर त्यसमाथि पुनरावलोकन गरौँ र आवश्यकता अनुसार त्यसलाई नयाँ पारस्परिक सम्मान र समानतामा आधारित नयाँ सन्धिद्वारा प्रतिस्थापन गरौँ भनिराखेका छौँ।
Spokesperson Shrestha was of the view that since India encroached Nepalese territory by constructing the roadway at Lipu Lake, the southern neighbors should take the initiative for diplomatic initiatives to resolve the issue. Shrestha also said that both the sides needed to give up aggression and come to a joint understanding to initiate dialogue on the border dispute. Meanwhile, Shrestha also questioned China's agreement with India to use Nepalese land in Lipu Lake as a business and religious transit. Shrestha said that China should also clear its stand on the issue. The government has expressed commitment to bring home Nepalese nationals stranded abroad due to the global coronavirus crisis within a week. Speaking at the meeting organized by the Parliament's Labour Committee, Foreign Ministry officials informed that the government would begin the process of rescuing Nepalese nationals from abroad by this coming Tuesday. Labour Minister Rameshwar Raya Yadav informed that Nepalese embassies in various countries have begun collecting details of the Nepalese nationals willing to return home. The government is set to bring pregnant women, sick migrant workers and those who have exceeded their work contracts in the first phase. Likewise, students from Bangladesh and Nepalese tourists stuck in Thailand due to ongoing crisis will be brought home in subsequent phases. Over 25,000 Nepalese nationals are expected to return in the first phase. Now, private sectors have expressed reservations against the government directive to clear taxes by 7th of June. Businessmen have urged the government to extend the deadline during a meeting with Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Ishwar Pokhrel yesterday. The business community said that it was impossible to submit taxes given that businesses had remained shut for more than 70 days due to the ongoing nationwide lockdown. Members of the business community said the minister and secretaries did not present their stand on the issue during the meeting. However, businessmen also said that the government had consoled them regarding a conducive environment in the days ahead.
तर अब चाहिँ लकडाउन खोल्नुको कुनै विकल्प भएन। हामीले के भन्दै आएका छौं भने लकडाउन अब तुलनात्मक जोखिमको हिसाबले हेर्न जरुरी छ। अब हामीले अब यो लकडाउन अझ अब अफोर्ड गर्न सक्दैनौं। त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि यो लकडाउन खोल्नै पर्छ। लकडाउन खुल्यो भने तुरन्तै सहज स्थिति आउन सक्छ र हाम्रो जति बक्यौता छ हामी तुरन्तै तिरिहाल्छौं। एउटा केही समय दिएर हामी तिरिहाल्छौं। तर यो यसरी अहिले लकडाउनकै पिरियडमा पैसा तिर भनेर कुनै पनि विश्वमा कुनै सरकारले भनेको छैन। उहाँले हाम्रो कुराहरु गम्भीरतापूर्वक सुन्नु भएको छ र मलाई आशा छ यसमा कुनै न कुनै किसिमको सल्युसन आउँछ।
The directive to clear taxes has been issued as revenue collection has been hit hard due to the ongoing crisis, denting the state coffers. Officials at the Finance Ministry meanwhile say the government is having a hard time paying public officials. A meeting was called yesterday by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Industry, Commerce and Supplies following an outcry from the private sector. The government has hiked customs duty on petroleum products, citing lower oil prices in Nepal compared to India had resulted in widespread smuggling. The decision means that import taxes on petroleum products have gone up by 10 rupees per litre. The decision has met with criticism as economists have questioned the government ruling on raising taxes rather than controlling illegal transactions. The price for diesel in India as of yesterday was 110.41 rupees, which is around 27 rupees higher than the diesel price back home. This, the government says, has encouraged the smuggling of diesel back to India for some time now. Consumers' price for petroleum products within the country, however, remains the same as the international prices have remained low due to the global coronavirus pandemic. On Monday, the Nepal Oil Corporation paid 36 rupees customs duty per litre for petroleum products bought for 30 rupees from India. Prior to the budget announcement, the corporation had been paying a customs duty of 26 rupees per litre. The final price for diesel has been set at 78 rupees per litre after adding 12 rupees, which includes transportation costs, dealers' commission and administrative expenses. Meanwhile, the corporation still makes a profit of 5 rupees per litre on diesel. The government had imported petroleum product worth 144 billion rupees in the past 10 months of the ongoing fiscal year, which provided the government with a revenue of 43 billion rupees in taxes. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, why has caste-based discrimination not ended? Your options are A, lack of public awareness, B, weak implementation of relevant laws, and C, lack of willpower. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day and stay safe.